Hi, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Power of Knowing Forums. Join the C-Suite Talks, a LinkedIn Live event, episode 195th. Today, we are discussing on the topic of breaking the myths, recruitment as a strategic career path. To have this topic discussed, we have the honor of having Dr. Bharat Bylappa, a C-Suite influencer, keynote speaker, CEO of Tranway 21 Limited, a BSE listed company, and founder of Bharat Hunters as well. So, without further ado, let's bring our esteemed speaker to the event along with our co host, Mr. Vijay, joining us today. Hi, Dr. Bharat. Welcome to our podcast. Hi, Vijay.
Hi, good evening.
Hello, Dr. Bharat.
Hi, Vijay.
Sir, your light needs to be little adjusted, I think.
Okay.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Sir, headhunting or recruiting is not considered as a career as many of people think, right? So, what was the pivotal moment when you realized that recruitment is isn't just a transactional but a strategic career path?
That's actually a very good question, Prem. Even when I started, I came into recruitment, even I wasn't aware about recruitment, to be very frank.
Okay.
In the year 1999, 1 minute, just. Okay. In the year 1999, when I stepped into recruitment, it was very new to me. I didn't know that there is something called portals. You can download the profile from there and you can send it to the customer. I wasn't aware. All I did was the client gave me a requirement and they said these kind of people are available in these kind of companies. And then I took the company. I went near the companies.
Hmm.
Okay, to check people who will be interested and all. Like, this is the way I started my recruitment. In fact, when I say when I went to the company, I did not go inside the company. I went near the coffee shops, the small coffee shops outside the building, where the software engineers comes for smoke and tea. And that is where I went and spoke to them. Hey, I have this requirement, are you interested? It was like, direct marketing, direct selling. So that is where my recruitment career started, Prem.
Okay.
So yeah, then you said career, recruitment is not considered as a career. Yes, even today afternoon I had a motivational talk in Global Academy. I just
Okay.
finished in the afternoon,
Hmm.
and there I addressed I mean, the Global Academy has got an MBA division also. I was addressing the MBA people, like, trust me, students have taken an MBA, people have taken MBA HR, and they
Hmm.
don't know anything about, they've not done any homework about recruitment. Everybody thinks that it's an HR. People think that recruitment is not part of an HR. HR is different, recruitment is different, right? HR means they think that it's a kind of a fancy job. Maybe they see people visit them for a campus interview, or they think HR is only that, managing the employees, managing certain aspects of HR. This is what people has got in the mind. And as I said, even I was not aware, right? So the very reason is, like, the recruiters who are working in recruitment domain will not proudly say that I'm a recruiter.
Oh, okay.
Yes, you go and ask them, what are you doing? I'm HR.
Ah.
They never say I'm a recruiter. They never say I'm a recruiter, right? So this is where things. So yeah, I'm really struggling to brand this recruitment. I want to tell people, hey, you can buy anything in life if you become a successful recruiter, right? So I tell them today, I drive fancy cars. Okay, I own a farmhouse in Bangalore outskirts. Okay, so and I have an offices in Dubai, South Africa, Malaysia, all because of recruitment, nothing else, right? I tell them, it's so just try, put your all effort. Recruitment companies one side, the recruiters on the corporate on the other side. The recruiters on the recruitment company agency side always treat the recruitment companies as a jumping board to go into the corporate. So they never try to build their career in recruitment company. I always tell them, see, if I take an example of recruitment company and an IT company, software engineers are the revenue generator. Recruitment company, recruiters are the revenue generators, right? You are the king there. There you be a very
Hmm.
functional guy, right? In the big soft company, you're in a thing, I don't say that corporate doesn't respect the recruiters, but when it comes to actual practically speaking, for them, software engineers are the asset to the organization, not the functional people, right?
Okay.
So, but they didn't realize they want fancy job, fancy tag, fancy building. At the end of the day, the salary will grow like a tortoise, right? But what I've seen in the recruitment is the more passionate you are, the more hardworking you are, the more dedicated you are, your income will be 10x compared to your corporate colleagues. 10x, I can say, right? So this is where the recruitment has taken a back. The project profession, it has taken a backseat. Prem.
So I was talking to one of my earlier HR.
Ah,
So I they were telling, sir, I joined the HR. I am part of a global
ah,
HR now. There is a
okay.
separate recruitment team. And I was
Yes.
saying,
Okay.
separate recruitment team. What is HR and what is recruitment separately? So I said, I didn't want to go into a debate. So I said, okay. I kept quiet. So your point seems to be referring it to there.
Very true. Very true.
Vijay, over to you.
Yeah. Dr. Bharat, in your experience,
Yeah.
how has recruitment evolved from a back office function to a core part of business strategy?
Yes. Initially, when I saw the recruitment, it was just an interaction between a recruiter and the agency recruiter and the company recruiter. Or if a corporate recruiter is working on particular assignment, it was an only interaction between a recruiter and some team lead or something like that. No top level management used to involve in the recruitment, and that time it was not data driven, right? Today the recruitment is a data driven vertical, data driven what I can the function. It's a data driven, right? The approach has changed. Today I see in the many meetings where the company call people like us to discuss about their hiring plan. I see CEO attending the such meeting. That is a
Hmm.
major difference I see. The CEO comes down and he tells, this is the roadmap of the company. This is the kind of people I'm looking for. I want you people to work as a partner of the organization. I want you people to take a ownership of the organization. This I've never seen before happening. It was like recruitment, some vendors they call. Today, that vendor has become partner. They call us as a partners of the organization. That itself, otherwise no, it is considered as suppliers. We were tagged into a supplier, this thing when we send an invoice and all that, it is supplier code,
Hmm.
like that, right? We never considered as a strategic partner. We were never considered as, see, any company success is lies with the talent.
Okay.
You bring the right talent to the company, you see business success. If you see, there are many suppliers, maybe stationary supplier, that supplier, this supplier, that doesn't make any difference for your business. But these guys, the recruiters, are the real partners for you, who go into the market. They behave like your brand ambassador in the market, and they bring people for you. So today I see massive changes. We have earned our respect, at least after a long time, and they call us partners in growth, partners in success. That itself is a big the change in the the evolvement, I can say. The recruitment has evolved now.
No, you. When I asked the first question, you said, how did you take this as a strategic career path? Now, many of the people still have a myth that
Hmm.
recruitment.
Hmm.
Uh, what would be the biggest myth that recruitment you would like to debunk for, especially the newcomers? And you address that on one point, but there are certain seasoned people also who think recruitment is a myth, biggest myth, right? So something like that. So how do you give this debunker to these two segments, newcomers and seasoned professionals?
Yeah, everybody thought, and some people are still thinking that recruitment is a kind of a transitional kind of a job, right? But now recruitment is a strategic area,
Hmm.
right? Strategic area. So why people still that myth is like, people still think that uh, just matching the profile, take the requirement,
Hmm.
just match with the keywords, right? So sending, people think that is recruitment. That is not a recruitment. I call them as a recruitment clerk. I don't call them as a recruiter at all, right? So now the recruitment has gone to a level, like, where we fill a lot of gaps. We try to understand the candidate, and even the candidate is very clear for what job he's joining, what company is joining, where he will go after 2 years or 3 years. That clarity the recruiters gives, right? But many still thinks that, I had one. I have to mention this. One of, I don't want to mention my client name, but still I want to mention that, once what happened in one of the meeting, one of the TA manager, right? I said that I'm doing a lot of hard working. There should be some recognition. At least my commercial has to be looked, which was promised to me earlier, right? You
Hmm.
do a good job, we will look into it. Then what happened? They did not do that. Then in one of the meetings, I raised this, where even the CEO was present in that meeting, right? And the TA manager, he stood and he says, Bharat, what is recruitment? One table, one phone, and one computer.
Hmm.
What big thing you do? This is
Okay.
this is this is the statement. I'm going on record. I'm going on
Okay.
record. This is the literal statement he gave. Trust me. I mean, if a corporate person talks like this about recruitment, I mean, do you think the students or the graduates will be willing to move into recruitment? Right? This is the kind of a statement people used to talk about the recruitment. Yeah.
No, I think the point is valid because again, there's a lot of confusion which is HR and recruitment. That myth has to be burst, is what I feel, Dr. Bharat.
See.
There seems
Yeah.
to be that big challenge. You made a statement saying that one table, one chair, and a phone.
Hmm.
But to get a person, for you to get recruited, there is a lot of work with those three things that happen, right? So
Yes.
it is not just a thing that happens. You have to talk
Yeah.
to people, you have to get things done, you
Yeah.
have to convince the candidate to join certain organization, and then you see that happening, right?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of work which goes. I think it is more to look at how much of effort goes in, and
Yeah.
most of the
Yeah.
time what we see is we only look at the tip of the iceberg, where
Hmm.
the major
Hmm.
parts of the route is not looked at, right? So that is where I think this
Yeah.
challenge is.
I agree.
Yeah. Vijay.
Yeah, I second this. When you mention about one table chair, I do remember during my early career, many consultancies came up, and you know, that kind of approach also made the recruitment organizations, apart from, and as Prem mentioned, it's a myth, right? So they become a consultancy, and they charge, they do all this, right? Many candidates come across this kind of situation, but now the perspective is changed and the approach is also changed. Many organizations are doing in a great way. If I think about the empathic perspective, right?
Hmm.
How has empathy shaped your approach to recruitment? And why is it essential in today's hiring processes?
Of course, empathy plays a very important role in recruitment process. If a recruiter comes with that empathy mindset, he will be able to understand the candidate's motivation, align him into the right opportunities, right? They open up. The recruiters are only stick to few things. They'll find out their CTC. They'll find out what is that CTC they're expecting, what is the notice period, right? That's it. They Tomorrow you call the candidate and tell him that, hey, yesterday we spoke. Yesterday he has spoken to the recruiter. So empathy allows the recruiter to understand candidate's motivation, and align with the right opportunity. It creates trust basically. That is very important. The candidate and the recruiters should get onto the trust factor, right? Okay, which is very vital in building a long lasting relationship in today's competitive market. Trust me, understanding candidate behind the skill, okay, helps in making a better match. We put so much of effort. We interview the candidate, we roll out the offer, 3 4 rounds of interview, but what if he doesn't join you?
Hmm.
That's the question. Today, the major problem industry is facing is offer decline. Offer decline. So now, as a recruiter, if I talk to him in detail, if I ask him this question again, hey, are you shopping around? Tell me what is the maximum CTC you're looking at. Let me try that with the client so that you will not go and shop around again after taking this offer. What kind of, see, this is the requirement. Requirement is very detailed, right? It's like a mirror for you. So it's like a mirror for you. So now tell me, are you looking something beyond this? Are you okay with this requirement? Or let us not start with the interview process at all. Do you want to understand more about the requirement from the hiring manager? I will arrange a call with the hiring manager. It's not an interview, it is just a call, right? Hiring manager will pick up the phone and call. He will explain end to end to the candidate, this is what I'm looking, this is what the project you're working, this is your future in my company, right? I adopt this method, and I should say my offer decline ratio, I should say, just 1 or 2% in my whole career. In my whole career, my offered candidates, the decline ratio is just 1 to 2%, which can be negligible.
Yeah.
You can neglect that particular thing, right? I use all these things. I meet the candidates personally after the offer. I fly to the other state, go meet the candidate. So what people may say, why they are not don't say very proudly, I'm a recruiter, or because of all these reasons. Their focus is only control F, keyword search. If there is, I have seen one of my client was mentioning Java was the requirement, control F, Java was there in the thing, it was sent. But that guy is not a Java guy at all. He has done training on Java in
Hmm.
college time. So the control F picked that Java, and the profile went there, right? That's it. And there are a few recruiters. What they do is profile is perfectly matching. They don't even see which company this guy works. There is a situation where they have sent the same company profile,
Hmm.
XYZ company. That profile also belongs to that XYZ. It's gone.
Okay.
So even the candidate is also not no, the recruiters have not made them to understand which company is this. They only discuss the requirement. Candidate said yes, go ahead, send the profile, and the profile gone to his own employer, and it created a problem, right? So that's why empathy plays a very important role in
Now,
recruitment.
I experienced this with earlier organization, Dr. Bharat. So
Okay.
we sent one
Okay.
profile, and they are looking for a delivery
Ah,
manager, and the delivery manager got
okay.
his own profile.
Good, at least he got that profile. I hope HR, it did not come through the HR.
So I was asking,
uh,
so I got your
yeah.
profile saying that it is you are looking for some role. Yeah, but that is internal role that we have,
Mm.
that is posted as an internal. I don't know how it is come to the public. So that is an
Oh
internal
my
role
God.
shift that I get after 2 years of my work here. I'm not sure
Okay.
who's posted this as a this one requirement. I'll have to look at. So
Okay.
so from that level, for C-suite executives, how can they focus on talent acquisition to impact an organization bottom line and growth on their trajectory? You're
Yeah.
able to hear us, Dr. Bharat?
Yeah. I mean, it in between it broke actually.
Yeah. So what I'm asking is for the C-suite executives, how
Okay.
can they focus on talent acquisition,
It's very
which impact
important. Yeah. Yeah.
the organization's bottom line and the growth trajectory, both? How do we look at that?
See, I mean, in one of the previous question, I said now the CEOs comes down,
Yeah.
for the recruitment meetings, right? Focusing on talent acquisition definitely helps build teams that can drive, innovation and performance, right? When the C-suites executives involved, okay, a well-structured hiring, plan, the right people in the place to execute the business goals. This is a team composite. It's no more like the hiring manager for his project he is hiring, and rest of the people will just see the show. It's not like that. Initially, at least, it has to be a proper strategy. A team should be there in the place, and strong talent acquisition aligns the workforce with the company's vision. All these things, that is where the C-suite executives will play very important role, in talent acquisition.
Mm.
I see the difference. I see a lot of difference.
Okay.
And also, to add it here, now when the master is there and rest of the people fall in place.
Yeah, that's right. So if the
Yeah.
person who's directing has a strong vision to look at how he wants to bring up, then I think
Mm.
the rest of the things get placed here, right?
Yeah.
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 Thank you for that, Dr. Bharat.
Yeah. I recently came across a situation, right?
Mm.
We offered, as a hiring manager, we selected the candidate, we offered, they backed out, or we are unable to find the right candidates. See, if I see we are unable to fulfill that requirement, uh, this kind of challenges I see as a hiring manager.
Mm.
But
Mm. Mm.
as a talent acquisition recruitment person,
Mm.
what are some of the top challenges that recruiters face today that many outside the industry don't understand?
Yeah, that's very good question actually, Vijay. I mean, see the major problem recruiter face, right? I'll also put myself in the recruiter basket, right? The talent scarcity in the market. When there's a talent scarcity, they take a lot of time to identify the right candidate. Then the pressure comes from the top. It's been 2 days. Where are the people? Right?
Yeah.
So rather than doing that, I expect the hiring manager sit with the recruiters, the team, understand the challenge, right? Here, the most of the companies, the hiring manager thinks that the TA team will do magic and get the profile. That is what they think. Okay, so now what I suggest all the corporates work with a good recruitment company, a good headhunters. Utilize your internal talent acquisition team to coordinate for interview, etc. Blah blah blah. Involve the hiring manager in the entire process.
Mm.
Many a times, the profile goes to a recruiter. They don't understand the technology. They only go with the keywords. If the keywords they've not found in the profile, they reject the profile. But that's a very fantastic profile. Somebody instead of writing AI, they would have written artificial intelligence. And is there showing control F AI. AI is not there in the profile, reject. Okay, classic example. Yes, classic example. I always suggest put the hiring manager into the process. Let the profile go to the hiring manager first. He will screen the profile. He will understand better. Then tell the recruiters to do the coordination and call them for the interview. Let's see why it will not click. Right? This is one. And as I said, the pressure is too much. They think that okay, I have given you the requirement. Where is the profile? Rather than change the statement into, oh, you guys are struggling from the last 2 days. I don't see any profile. Is there any challenges which you people are facing? Is there, if it is easily available, they would have got the profile. Since it is not easily there, right? So, and the second challenge the recruiters are facing is the ghosting. The candidate ghosting. Like they take your they just come take your offer. The whole intention is counter offer at the back.
Mm.
They just go to their employer and they say, I'm resigning. Then the employer wakes up. Oh my God, such a wonderful talent is leaving me. Tell me what you want. One. Second, they take this offer, go to another company. Take that offer, go to another company. Right? This is another biggest challenge the recruitment community is facing, but definitely there is a solution for this which people have to work towards it. Right? As I told, My candidate, when I involve, when I do the placement, very negligible offer decline, because I will tell them very clearly, because I have hundreds of profile in the market. I am not very interested in your profile. I am interested only when you are interested in this opportunity.
Hmm.
If you're just shopping around, it's okay. I will tell my client I did not get any profile today. I'm okay with it. This is the, and in my situation, candidate, if he has to decline the offer, he calls me. He calls me. He says that, Bharat, I have another opportunity. You suggest me. Should I go for this? Should I go for this?
Hmm.
They come to me. Then, and I will be very straightforward there. If I feel the other offer which he has is better than my offer, I will tell him to go for that, pick another offer. That's where the trust is built, right? Two advantages there. I'm already texted my client, hey, let's keep a backup. This guy is backing out. Okay. Very first 2-3 days after the offer only, I'll do this. Then what I'll do, and this guy will ask me, hey Bharat, you will lose the business here if I don't join your client. Then how do you? I said, it's okay. World is very big. I'll
Hmm.
find. If you're so concerned about my reputation with the client now, can you help me with some references?
Hmm.
Because you have attended the interview, you know what is the requirement, you know the best people who matches to this particular thing. Give me some good because the reference which they give will be perfect match. because
Yeah.
because I'm asking a carpenter about the design, yes, definitely he has to explain, right? So now he gives me 10-15 references will just come on the table. 10-15 references he'll give with the mobile number, everything. I will promise him I will not tell your name, don't worry. So then I will head and put a backup. I'll tell the client this guy is not joining, but we have other candidates in the pipeline. Please interview and take it. That is where I backfill that position immediately, right? So these are the things which people have to adopt. And the two challenges are this only recruiter facing. One is too much of pressure from the hiring manager, unnecessary pressure, I will call it as. And the second is offer decline. Offer decline is the thing. And they put a lot of, and another thing, which I wanted to mention here, for example, now as a recruiter, I spent a lot of time. That guy is not interested in this company ABC, some company XYZ, but I convince him so
Hmm.
much. Convince him, sell my your strategy, I sell your roadmap and everything I do. I send the profile to my client. Simply they'll give duplicate. I have this profile in my database. My next question is, it was there in your database, right? Then what were you doing?
Hmm.
Are you
Okay.
using me to shortlist your database? Are you using me to shortlist your database? As a recruiter, I get my bread and butter only the
Hmm.
candidate join and he completes that replacement period, right?
Right.
This guy was not interested. I have, sold your company strategy and all those things, made him interested. Send the profile. Now, what you will do? You will simply call him for the interview. And what will I recruiter get? Zero. This is another factor. Most of the recruiters are under pressure. That's why they don't stick. Array, I put so much of effort, and end of the day, there is no credit for me. Gone. So this is another thing which the industry has to address. These particular things. My question is very simple. Prem, you have already have this profile now. What were you doing?
Hmm. True.
Right? That means, see, there are many clients. Sorry to say this, they just publish the requirements in the market. Then these poor recruiters go ahead and start putting so much of effort and bring, and they just check in the database. If the profile is already there, they take it forward, and the recruiters will get nothing, zero, right? So this is one of the factor why recruiter will not say that I know I'm a proud recruiter. And there are a lot of corrections also has to be done, at the company side also. Yeah.
Now you said one point
Yeah.
where you have a database and you have a profile already in the
Hmm.
database.
Hmm.
What did
Hmm.
you do? Now, don't you think there should be something what you call as a data-driven decisions, and how do you balance data-driven decisions in an institution in hiring, and which do you
uh,
trust more and why?
See, more here is a trust factor, Prem.
Okay.
Okay. In one of a classic case in my own career,
Hmm.
they had a profile. They have tried reaching out to the candidate, the company. He was not interested.
Okay.
Okay. Then the same candidate I have approached and I processed the profile.
Hmm.
They did not give me duplication. They asked me to line up the candidate for interview. Everything, every step they will, but they were aware that that profile is there with them. They
Hmm.
purposefully did this. Then I convinced everything. Then he delayed sending a documentation. I sent a documentation to the company. Everything. Trust me, I traveled to another state to meet this candidate because he was not again ready to join and stuff like that. And I made him to join my client. He joined. Then when I'm invoicing the bill, they're saying it is duplicate.
Okay.
See, this is all about trust factor. Trust factor. There was one lady who had come for an interview to my company from a corporate. Okay, very openly, so immature. I asked, what do you do when there is no requirement in your company? Simply, I know next to 6 months some project is coming. I'll flash the requirement to all the partners. They'll send the profile. And 3 months is the shelf life, right? So 3 months will get over. They will not come back to me. Once the project comes, I start using all the database.
Okay. Okay.
Is it ethical? And I told, who told you this to do? My manager.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So why the
So
first
build up a database before you get
build
any.
a data, and in
And
whose cost you're building the database? Poor guys, they'll be sitting and waiting. I've sent 100 profiles, that something will happen. So nothing will happen. Okay, because you said, like, why the recruiters don't say, proud about being a recruiter and all those things, especially this. To sorry to say this, I have a global business. I work in Malaysia. I have an office in Malaysia, Dubai, and South Africa. Nowhere this happens.
okay. Okay.
Majorly it happens here. Majorly it happens here. Yeah.
If I talk about the hiring manager's mistakes, like one of the thing I see, I came across one situation.
Hmm.
The job description was so confusing. I understood that they had downloaded for somewhere and created through AI. It
Ah.
was
Hmm.
so confusing. Uh, in that perspective, I ask you, in your experience,
Yeah.
what common mistake do hiring managers make that disrupt the hiring process? How
One. Yeah.
they be
Please.
avoided?
Okay. The major thing which I already mentioned in one of the above question, rushing the process.
Yes.
Now they rush. They're given the requirement to the recruiters in the morning. They want the profile by evening. That doesn't work. That is a major mistake which in the bold letter, I would like to submit here, right? And as you said, they download the requirement from somewhere, right? At least they should just change and modify to according to what he needs, publish the requirement without even looking at that. Okay, so I should say the poor data in the requirement. Okay, so this is one thing, and not keeping your stakeholders into consideration, right? You have your stakeholder, call them, talk to. They don't do that. Second mistake they do is they sit on the profile, they don't give the feedback.
Hmm.
You have to. I've seen the recruiters in the companies, literally they beg for the feedback. They go behind them. So this profile I've sent you yesterday, are, should I learn from you? When should I give the feedback? And
Okay.
in many cases the recruiters are scared to talk to the hiring managers. Yes, they're worried, they're scared, what if backlashes. So they sit on the profile. In the process, they lose the candidate, because once the candidate decides to apply for one thing, then later he will apply to multiple things.
Yes.
So, right, one is they rush for the profile. After profile comes, they don't rush. Okay,
I
so
think what you are saying was that pile that they want to keep, I think, for future use. I think that's kind of a
no,
backup.
no, 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 no. Until unless for them the pressure comes from the top, they are like that only. It's a lethargic attitude.
Hmm.
Even today, yesterday I had a argument with one of my customer.
Hmm.
Headhunted profiles, that profile is not available in the market anywhere. I take the note on the phone and I make their profiles, send that profile, no feedback. Here candidate calls me, Bharat, the way you spoke to me, I thought tomorrow you'll arrange the interview. but it's been a week. Where is it? Then you call the recruiter. Array, I don't know, yaar. How many times I should tell this guy to give the feedback? There's no feedback only. Seriously, this is what's happening. This is where we are losing good candidates. This is where recruiters who can't, no, they'll not tell that I'm a recruiter. Even working in a company, some people I've seen, they not very. If you see the data, go to LinkedIn and see the data. The talent acquisition guys will move to other practices quickly. 5 6 years experience, they move. Very few people you see started with talent acquisition, going into the talent acquisition, growing in the same talent acquisition, even in the corporate.
Okay.
People, recruiters are not interested to continue in recruitment. These are the main reasons which the non-recruitment staff, hiring manager, the delivery managers, or the founder of the company, whomsoever, has to look into it and identify these good recruiters, identify recruitment as a one of the strategic function today, right? If they do that, I will bet people will stop going to the other practice of the HR and they'll continue in the recruitment.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I think this advice has to be taken seriously. I think recruitment is one serious job, is what I feel now with what you are saying. Can we look at a moment when someone you think would not fit
Hmm.
a, a project truly turn the course of the project or the business for better? Is there a case that you can talk about?
Yeah, there are many such cases. In most probably, for me, the kind of an assignment I get is the same kind of an assignment only.
Hmm.
Right? It's not about very generic hiring, right? So I can't quote few things, which is confidential.
Okay.
But yes, to answer to yes, we have placed such people, and they have definitely the change the progress of the organization. Yes, definitely they've done it. We have done that kind of a placement.
Hmm.
Yes.
Hmm. Vijay?
So we all come across the unknowns, right? So what is the biggest unknown challenge in recruitment today that you wish more professional would focus on?
Me to say, what is the biggest unknown?
Challenge in recruitment today.
Um, that's the main challenge in recruitment is the ecosystem is not right. As I told you, the recruiters will not get the support from where they are supposed to get, right. So addressing this require consistent focus on equitable practices. Companies must make diversity an integral part of their recruitment strategy, right. So I mean, these. I mean, it's. I can't say whether it is an unknown or a known challenges, right. So I think we have covered these things. The challenges, which the biggest challenges the recruiters face in the industry, and that is where I feel that I've answered this question in my previous questions. Yeah.
Looking at how these organize embrace
Hmm.
the most of the challenges like diversity and inclusion at every stage of recruitment. What's the impact on the team's dynamics?
Diversity and inclusion is the biggest challenge today India is facing. Up to mid level, you're okay. Up to mid
Okay.
level. After mid level, you don't see the diversity candidates itself. If you see any diversity candidates is there in particular company, now they don't leave that company. We
Okay.
have a division called diversity headhunters.
Hmm.
So we tried, we thought like, let us focus on, because today everybody are talking about diversity because government is forcing for it. Government says that this much of percentage of diversity has to be there in the organization, right.
Hmm.
The company is also very much interested to take the diversity candidates, right. Yes, at middle and junior level we are little successful there, but when
Hmm.
it comes to above the middle level, the management level and all, what mother personally, what I don't know what about the industry, but personally the challenges what I face is there are people, but they don't move,
Hmm.
they don't change, they're very comfortably settled. Otherwise, the scarcity of the talent in that particular segment above, in that management level is very, very high, very, very high. For a various reason, the diversity candidates will, especially if I say the women candidates, the female candidates, right? After that, you don't see, you can just count them in few numbers, you don't find. I feel this is a very sorry situation, but it can't help, because there are a lot of reasons for that. A lot of reasons for that. Yeah.
So I see the job market is constantly shifting, right? What's a lesson from your career that would help the recruiters be more adaptable and agile in this shifting market, job market?
A very good question, very relevant to today's market. I tell my own recruiters, or wherever I go to give a training, or even the motivational talk for the recruiters, or company invites me to talk to the recruiters. I tell them one thing: if you don't change your style of working, AI will grab your positions. Tomorrow, the highest unemployment comes from a recruitment industry. I tell them very clearly, your control F is gone.
Hmm.
You are just CTC, capturing the CTC details is gone. AI will screen the shortlist the profile, screen the profile. It will also send an email to the shortlisted candidates. It will also book a calendar, right? It literally talks to the candidate and say that, okay, I've sent you the calendar. Which one you wanted to you choose it. Everything is done by AI today. There are few videos which I've seen. It's very shocking.
Hmm.
But recruiters, if they want to be very successful forever, they have to adopt this headhunting skill, where that you have to be very empathetical. You need to talk. AI cannot build that relationship. AI can only do what it is fed. AI cannot talk to the candidate emotionally and tell him that this is your future after 5 years, this is what you can do, right? This is the right requirement for you. That emotion doesn't come from AI. If the recruiters doesn't learn this, whether he's a corporate recruiter or a recruiter in the agency side, right? This is the biggest threat in the market. There is already a shift. There's already a shift. So, in the past, if 10 recruiters are there, now it is reduced to 5 recruiters. Companies have started that to AI. We are talking. Just imagine after 2 years, where will be AI? The quality of AI, right? So here, just now I had a visitor at home. We were talking about coding, AI software coding. Okay, so this my guest works in one of the biggest multinational company in a product. She was mentioning that everything is code is driven by AI, written by AI. Just take it and put it on your compiler, do whatever changes you want, run, done.
Hmm.
When you can go and write the code in that level, imagine recruitment is just a functional. It is anybody can do if with little knowledge. So for AI, it is very simple. This is the key factor challenge I see for a recruiter. Big threat, big threat,
Okay.
big threat for the recruiters. Yes,
What are
yes.
the key indicators that signal it's time to adjust your recruitment strategy to stay ahead of competitors? You addressed few pointers where you said AI, but is there any specific
Hmm.
thing that you want to mention where they have to put a strategy to stay ahead in their competition?
You mean to say the
Yes.
recruiters? Okay. I mean, understand, instead of hating AI, try to embrace, try to hug AI. Okay. So use AI very effectively. Now, you be a prompt. Today, there is a big trend calling it as a prompt engineers, right? Even AI will work when you give a right command to it, right? So learn AI, be a data driven recruiter. Once that is all filtered, the data is filtered, so then you use your editing skill and talk to them, then you will always be there on the top. Always. Today I have seen the people who have gone from us, because uh, start itself we did without having any job portal. We started our company, very good position in head. They follow all these things, and they've been very successful recruiter. I'll bet no AI can kill them. It will be more useful for them actually.
Okay. Vijay?
Based on
The AI approach will
unconventional
be more useful.
based
Okay.
on unconventional thinking, can you share a story where a hiring decision led to a breakthrough for your team or your business?
I would like to give one example here where I hired one candidate in a non-traditional way. There was a product manager requirement. Okay, so it was a e-commerce company. But the requirement is like BE computer science, full technology. So we tried, and everybody are getting rejected, and the time factor is also to be noted here. Then I suggested one profile. The person doesn't come from an engineering background. He's from a kind of a BSc, then he has done MCA and all those things. Company had that rule that they will not hire such people with such kind of a background. I found this candidate in one of the e-commerce company itself who was a product manager there. Then I requested, I suggested use my Rapo, and I suggested look into him, just talk to him once, call him and talk to him. We're not losing anything. Then they called him, spoke to him. They found him better than any other technique. He's not a technical guy, right? But he has a good experience as a product manager. They hired him. He got a lot of differences in the organization, right? So yes, we have done this and been very successful in this.
Yeah.
For business owners, how do you align your recruitment strategy with business goals directly impacting the company culture, which I think most of the people look at today is a company culture, right? So, and the success.
Yeah, when you screen the profile, see, that's what I tell. Screening the profile on the laptop, phone screening the profile makes a lot of
Mm.
difference.
Okay.
Because anybody who comes into your organization should match your culture. If that culture fitment is not there, then it's a disaster. However good is in technology, if the culture doesn't match, so I suggest everybody, whether it's a startup company or it's a recruiter in an agency or things, give importance to the phone screening to the person. Try to understand whether you will fit in to your culture or not, right? So see how whether how good you can do, because see what I do, and when I'm real, if there's a critical requirement, when I recommend some candidate, I even talk to the company to understand their colleagues without mentioning the name of the candidate. I say, how is the company, how is it doing in your team, is there anybody, well, everybody are aligned, because I am doing some kind of a research on all these things. Can you people help me? I do this and try to understand whether that guy comes with a lot of attitude, is there any problem, like that. That is where recruitment is not about control F. Recruitment has got lot of things, and clients really respect such recruiter, right? Whether he matches. I had one typical case study in my own when I started the career. I don't want to name the company, that it's a different nation company. They started in India, right? And their managers were the line managers in the company. Now it is one of the biggest brand today. Whomsoever have joined from the Indians, right? They used to reject left and right, not join, who go for interview, or it was very difficult for me to send people to the interview. They used to say, no, the company culture is not good. The
Hmm.
company culture is not good. I had a tough time. I was one of the initial, they just started in India, and I was working very closely with them to identify the people. I had a tough time, trust me, right? Nobody was interested to go. Then I made a report, market report. I made one strategy. I gave them was, if you are changing this, then people will join, otherwise people will not join. They were rushing, like how we discussed in the past. They were rushing, oh, why we throw the
Hmm.
money. It's not about throwing the money, right? Then what they did, they changed the line managers to the local people. They sent all those people back. They hired the Indian origin as a managers. Then actual recruitment started. Today, that is one of the biggest. I don't know whether they remember this or not. My market research, but today they are very big, and I was able to give them an actual market research, and I do that as a part. I mean, as a part of my recruitment thing. If the candidates are not joining to any company, then I do market research and give it to them why they are not joining your company, right? So the I think we have time.
Yeah, we have
Prem?
about 10 minutes time. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So one another example which I want to give is one of my customers, their overseas one of the brand they had a problem there that impacted India market. So people started spreading rumors around saying this company is not doing well, it is shutting down, stuff like that. Then no recruitment company were coming forward to
Hmm.
help them. It was already my customer. Then I said, like, see, when they are good, we are good. When now they are in trouble,
Tar-
now it is our duty to
yeah.
help them. What I used to do, I sat with the CEO of the organization, made a pure sending the candidates for the interview. I used to explain them the roadmap of the company, and they used to say, no, 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 market is talking like that. Market is talking because there is a problem in some one of the of their offshore, I mean, centers, right? Not in India, not in
Hmm.
India. I should convince the people, take them in my vehicle to the interview, drop them there. This is the kind of a work we have done, right? So, what message I'm giving here? Recruitment is not about profiling business. Recruitment is relationship business.
Hmm.
You build a relationship with your candidate. You build a relationship with your customer, right? So, profiling anybody can do it, but recruitment not everybody can do it. It's a for me, recruitment is a relationship building business. I remember my 25 years back candidates whom I placed. I still remember. I'm still in touch with them. Not
That's it.
for offering them a different opportunity. As a good friend, I learn from them. New
Yeah.
technology comes, I call them. Hey guys, some new technology I'm not able to. Can you explain me? They will explain it, and I invite them to my office. They come and explain how the requirement has to be understood. The recruiters, when you're talking to the candidates, you ask them a couple of technical questions, understand it. So they come, my semiconductor candidates now, they come with all those PCB chip, all the components. They come to my office and they explain what is back end requirement, what is front end requirement, what is your FPGA, what is your STA, all these things they explain. So my recruiters are technical recruiters in the true sense. When they ask, hey, you say that your work, can you please explain? The candidate will feel that some technical guy is talking to them, not the recruiter. This is
Hmm.
very important for a recruiters. Very, very important for recruiters. Yeah.
Yeah.
What advice do you have for freshers who want to make a mark in the recruitment industry and view it as a career path, not just a job?
Right. Yeah. This has been talking this in the last 25 years, but nobody has a ears to listen. Freshers, first thing, they have to have a long-term goal in their career, in their life. They cannot expect the miracle happens just overnight. This is one biggest mistake, and initially the recruitment is very tough. Understanding the stuff, right? You have to gone through. You have to many things you have to go through and understand certain things, right? And then even today there is a lot of learning for me in recruitment, right? For a recruiter, every day is a new day. They have to accept this. Today I close one, two, three position, and now I can leave for next couple of months. No, tomorrow also my client expect the same performance from me.
Yeah.
1 2 3 days I don't perform now, all my whatever I've done, everything is gone. So recruiters, the fresher especially, should understand every day is a new day for a recruiter. Not like a software engineer, one long term project they're running, they'll finish after 2 years, 3 years. No, recruitment is every
Every
day
day.
is a new day for them. And main thing they have to keep in mind is they have to be a good learner. Patience, focus, dedication, hard working. These combining things will make them a very successful recruiter. But any recruiters who are there in this podcast can trust my word. This is one of the beautiful profession I have seen. I have done granite business, I've done garment business, I've done chocolate business. Right now, today I'm into farming business. I have a software development company, but recruitment is here. I love this recruitment. I'm a very passionate guy, and I've seen the result. I've seen the client will call you and they'll pat your back. So because of this, we are able to get this project. And I see in the newspapers, this guy goes and he gave presentation and he bagged this much. Then I write an email to the employer, my client, saying that, see, this is my candidate. His name has come in the newspaper today. So I did not receive one appreciation also from you people. I identified and I hired people. So jokingly, I send one email to them. See, this is the difference the recruiters brings. How many recruiters will remember the candidate name?
Yeah,
When I'm reading the newspaper, I know this is my candidate,
wonderful,
right?
wonderful,
Yeah.
sir.
So this is the about the freshers. My advice to the fresher are: beautiful industry, beautiful profession. No AI can do anything to you. Be a very passionate recruiter. Be a hardworking guy. Be a dedicated work. Money just follows you. Money just follows you. Yeah.
Great, sir. Great advice there for the freshers. I think that is more important for them to start with as a recruiter, right? So, what is one trend
Yeah.
or shift in the recruitment you see gained momentum that most professionals are not paying enough attention to?
See, recruitment, as I said, is no more the placement agency which used to take 250 rupees and register your name and give you a call. Like we had a government employment agency, if you people remember.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. It is like I tell like this, Prem, to all my employees or even candidates also. We tell this: you have a doctor as a health consultant,
Hmm.
you have a lawyer as a legal consultant, family legal consultant,
Yeah.
right? Do you have a recruiter as your recruitment family consultant? I ask this to the candidates,
No,
right?
don't.
So now I am your headhunting consultant for whole family. Anybody who talks about job, you have to come to me, right? So
Yeah.
they'll be, trust me. I mean, see, these are my certain statement which makes you send empathy, which makes the candidate to trust me, align with me. And that is where they even tell me, Bharat, I have another offer in my hand.
Hmm.
Normally they don't say. Normally they don't say. Only when the LinkedIn updates comes after 2 months, you will know, oh, this guy has joined here,
Giant.
right? Yeah.
Now, there are two questions which have come from the audience here. I'll bring them here. One is this one. Great to your strategies of your journey, sir. So Sulabh Thailang has sent, and he sent another question, which very true, sir. People think recruitment is just a small work, but it is a big responsibility. So I think there are two pointers that Sulabh has put, and Doctor, what would be the closing comments if I have to say? You mentioned recruitment in as many ways that people should look at, and you've given a great advice for the freshers. Now, one pointer you said AI would take over. So, how do we look at more people centric recruitment looking than technology taking over? Any ideas or thoughts that you want to keep this freshers, because there is always a takeaway that says AI is eating jobs, AI is eating jobs. So how can we have a competition here in that sense?
So only advice to me is like, see, we cannot live without the technology today.
Correct.
Technology has become a part of our life, part of our profession. Okay. You have to shake hands with the technology and you have to work today. Why people are scared of AI? They think that it will eat their job.
Hmm.
AI can do a job, it is monotonous. Okay. If somebody is doing debitor, creditor, AI can do that,
Hmm.
right? AI can create a balance sheet also, right? But there are certain things AI cannot do it even in a accounts segment. If you say, if I want to book some extra, the expenses and all, AI will not understand that. Only the CA understand. Only the people can do that. When it comes to recruitment, use artificial intelligence to you are sitting on a huge data, right?
Hmm.
A human being cannot go through each and every profile, things. So use AI, filter out your data, then you talk to the candidates. You talk to the candidates, understand the candidate. Don't focus on numbers. Don't
Hmm.
focus on, I'll send 100 profiles to the thing. Nobody has got a time, right? Focus on quality, right? Not the quantity. Understand. There are many, I mean, I'll take 1 minute here. There are many one more challenges here which we face is the recruiters are unnecessarily put pressure. There is only one position. Okay, the hiring manager want to see 20 to 30 profiles. Why? He will put so much of pressure on the recruiter. No, no, no. You, how many profile you have sent? 5 profiles. No, no, no. You send another. Sir, you give me feedback for 5 profiles. Then I will give you another 5 profiles. You're teaching me what to do.
Okay.
This is the word they have used in front of me, right? All these things has to be stopped. As a very senior recruiter, as a senior headhunter in the industry with 25 years, I say there is a lot of corrections which the companies has to do if they want to see a very successful hiring for their own companies. Ownership is very important here. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Great, sir. Great on that. So, with this, I think we have come to a end of the session timing, and we are overboard by 1 minute. But still, it's been a great journey of understanding recruitment as a process and a journey that you can take. Right. So, it's been great to have you, Dr. Bharat. So, to the audience, we have streamed this live onto YouTube, LinkedIn, and Insta also today, and hope we found this discussion valuable, and thank you for joining us. Our next podcast would be the 196th podcast, that we will talk about what are the top 1% of CSOs that know about identity and access management, which is very, very critical when you look at giving access to the people, and how the access is getting managed, where it's a crucial topic for the cybersecurity fraternity, which we are bringing Ms. Pooja Agarwal, who is the head of or the founder of Cloud Security Alliance, on 14th Jan at 6:30 p.m. Looking forward to see you again. Good day. Bye for now, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, all the audience. Thank you, Prem. Thank you, Vijay.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, Dr.
Thank
Bharat.
you.
Thank you, everyone.